What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and in this video I do want to go over all of the returning vehicles in the Crew 2 Mad update. It's actually kind of insane how many cars are coming back, but do keep in mind, guys, all of these vehicles can be bought in the Crew 2 with in-game money, and then you can actually transfer them over to Motorfest to have all of these cars in that game, especially if you did miss out on many of these vehicles back in the day. But do keep in mind, guys, there is going to be multiple months of vehicles here, so you will have vehicles coming in November, December, January, and February, which is honestly pretty awesome. Like, if you did actually miss these vehicles back in the day, at least you do have a chance to get them now. For example, you can basically jump back onto the Crew 2 and buy them, and then of course have a bunch of new vehicles to mess with on Motorfest. But the first three vehicles here in November are actually going to be available today on the 15th. The first car is going to be the lovely Creators DeLorean DMC-12 out of Drift. The second vehicle is going to be the Dodge SRT Viper GTS Lightning Edition. And then finally, the last car is going to be the Mazda RX-3 Supercharged Edition, which, by the way, guys, every vehicle that is indeed returning can be bought with in-game money and then transferred to Motorfest. And then the next three available vehicles in November are going to be available on the 22nd, which is of course going to be next Wednesday. But the first car, guys, is going to be the Forsberg Racing Gold Leader Z. The second vehicle is going to be the McLaren P1 Gold Line Edition. And then finally the Pontiac Firebird TA Golden Wings Edition. And now moving over to December, the first two vehicles you're going to get are going to be available on December 13th. The first car is going to be the Chevrolet Corvette C7ZR1, which is actually going to be the Golden Nugget Edition, and then the other vehicle is going to be the Chevrolet Camaro SS Bend Edition. And then the next two vehicles in December are going to be available on the 20th. The first vehicle is going to be the Porsche 911 GT3 RS Splatter Edition, and then you can also get yourself the Porsche 918 Spider Silvery Edition. And then the final three vehicles are going to be available on the 27th of December. The first one is going to be the Proto Lucky 1, which is also a personal favorite of mine, but the second car, the Bugatti EB110 Supersport Anodized Edition, and then finally, guys, the last vehicle, the creator's Tempesta. And now moving over to January, there's going to be a total of 6 vehicles in this month. The first two cars are going to be available on January 3rd. The first vehicle is going to be the Forsberg Racing Nissan 370Z East African Safari. The second car is going to be the Forsberg Racing Nissan GTR Nismo GT3. And then the next three vehicles in January are going to be available on the 17th. The first car is going to be the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon Edition. The second car is going to be the Ford Mustang GT Fastback Stunt Edition. And then finally the Dodge Charger SRT8 Lab Edition. And then the last vehicle in January is going to be available on the 31st, the Mitsubishi FTO GP version R Nebula Edition. And then moving over to February is going to have a total of 4 vehicles. The first two are going to be available on the 14th. The first car is going to be the Celine S1 Icebreaker Edition. The second car is going to be the lovely Celine S7 Twin Turbo Glacier Edition. And then finally, the last two vehicles in February, no, and then the last two vehicles in February are going to be available on the 28th. The first car is going to be the BMW i8 Roadster Stellar Edition, and then the last car is going to be the KTM Expo GT4 Raw Edition. But that will basically do it for all of the current returning vehicles that are going to be coming up until February. I would probably say we're most likely going to get more in time, but if you guys have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insight.